and I think these might be the ones I work on first. But I actually have something to show you guys also before I really get into cleaning these. Oh, bacon. Yeah, that's actually what I was talking about. It probably didn't come through because of the sound issues before, but yeah, it kind of dawned on me that if I want to paint these guys like how they appear in the game, then I would just paint them red, which is kind of lame. I don't really want to do that. So yeah, I'm going to be painting them according to how they would look like if they were in their own world, right? And you can look that up because this is, for example, an armor set. This is an armor set that you can find to wear yourself, and it's actually all yellow. Did you know that, by the way? You probably did know that this outfit is practically all yellow. So that, for example, is something that I looked up, and then I'll just follow that. And then Mildred is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, she's just kind of like half naked and wearing rags, so that's not really that hard. And these ones I'm not really sure how they're painted or how they look normally, but we can find out. It's not that big of a deal. Or we might have to take some artistic license, some liberties to just make them look appropriate. But the other thing I want to do, I don't know if you were around when I was talking about it before, but the other thing that I'd like to do is kind of create a mini diorama for each model, right? Like a really small one that represents the environment that you find them in. So for example, Xanathos here, or Xanthos, you encounter this one in the painted world of Ariamis. Am I correct in saying that? I think that's right. You find this one in the painted world. So I want to make like a small, very, very small, by the way, thing to sort of be like a wintry scene, which is fine for me because I've already been messing around. Yeah, you find him in the painted world. Right. Yeah, I kind of remember the location as well, but I'll probably do a bit of research. And Mildred, was it the swamp? Was it the swamp? We'll do some research on the environments they're from, and we can kind of make a small little space to echo that environment. Bacon, time for work? All right. Thanks for stopping by, Bacon. Appreciate it. Catch you next time. For those that remain, I'll just continue talking about my plans for this model. For these models, actually. I bought this. This is actually just like kind of like, you know, a little display thing, right? Picked it up at the dollar store. But if you take a look at this, just like this box here, and if we do something like this, this is kind of close to the dimensions that I'm looking for my model, as far as like the actual base, like the surroundings, right? Enough to make like a snowy thing. And then the back here, I wanted to make like a little painting, right? Like a little painting that also kind of evokes the environment. So what we would have to do is knock out these walls, right? Just knock out these walls and the top one. And then we'd have a little diorama thing. But I've been thinking about it. And what if we... I still don't know what I'll do for sure, but this is a... If we take out all the trays here, you get these like three-tiered shelf. And yeah, if each character had like a space to themselves, we'd have one for each of them. And that might be kind of cool if I just stack that up. And then maybe we can get more of these and kind of have them all together. I don't know. It's just a rough idea, and I bought it because it was only like $4, and we can kind of mess around with it. I'm not really 100% committed to anything, but I want to test it out. I want to see. So that's an idea. but I'm not 100% sure if I'll do that for all the models. That's 21 models, right? That's 21 models and I'm going to do that for. That seems like a lot. So that's the other thing. I'd like to figure out a way to do this and do it kind of like at a small scale where I'm not going to be super overwhelmed with like the work of doing them all. I still probably won't do them all anyways. I'll probably pare it down to like my favorite 8 or 10 at the most, and then we can kind of like think about the other ones later down the line. But generally, I do want some kind of display for them. I just don't really know what I want to do. And the other thing is, with what I showed just now with the wooden shelf cupboard thing, one thing I really kind of want is some elevation. I want like a plinth, which is kind of like, if you imagine when you buy a trophy, or you don't buy trophies, when you win a trophy, well, you can buy trophies, but they're usually on some kind of wooden block, right? A wooden block that gives it some elevation and height. I kind of want that for my models here, but I just haven't really settled on how I'm going to do that, and I also want to do it in the most inexpensive way possible. So I'm thinking, because you can buy plinths online, like a lot of professional competitive painters that paint miniatures and enter them into competitions. Yeah, they buy their plinths from an online store, and they look amazing. They look really nice. But I kind of don't want to do that. I just want to find something that's good enough. Again, this is all just for my own personal gratification. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing this, and I'm not really out here looking to enter any kind of painting competition. I mean, someday I might,